Wait a minute, we're missing one. Unfortunate. Yeah, first time just you and I. We can make it if we try.
It's mute. My mic's muted again. I don't know why that's doing that every single time now, but
Sorry, my face is really bright.
bringing it back. Welcome, Week 14 Pick'em. We miss Todd. He's not here. We have his picks. Those are basically that's basically what I said when my mic was muted this whole time. So
I just started singing randomly, and they're like, "What is this guy doing?"
yeah, I did say just the two of us. So Bobby's not crazy. In case you guys were wondering. Anyway, welcome. I hope everyone's having a good week. One more day of the work week, and then we get to the weekend, and it could not come sooner. Let's see. Bring my lunch pail to work.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to hear what you got.
Of my December.
Yes, your December.
Those of you that don't know, I have a beer advent calendar that my mother-in-law has given to me. It's one of the cooler gifts I've ever received, to be honest with you. So every day I get a new tall boy. Some of you might think, Corey, you have a problem, but that's your opinion, and it sucks. So this is Teisnacher, 1543.
Ties knocker.
Yeah. Knocker, I hardly know her. This one is from, let's see, Teisnach, Germany. So
The name is appropriate.
there you go. There you go. So let's give you the crack. Yep.
Da 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 da.
Oh, that's really good.
With me as always, the faithful water bottle.
Lame. Anyway, so we got a good show for
I
you
had
tonight.
a couple beers earlier.
There you go. We got a good show for you tonight. We're gonna go over week 13, but first, before we do that, as kickoff looms ever near in Minneapolis, we've got a great matchup for you tonight that we're going to be covering while we go through our picks for next week as well. This upcoming week, week 14, the NFL season is winding down. Things are getting heated, but we still have no idea who the best team in the AFC is. Maybe we do. Maybe it's New England. I don't know. We're going to talk about it a little bit
We'll see.
tonight as we get through these picks. But who tonight, Bobby, your beloved Steelers? What are you looking for in this matchup to get a victory here in the very, very competitive AFC North?
Yeah, it's a must win for the Steelers tonight. In order for them to stay competitive in the division. They're coming up on a Vikings team. Dalvin Cook, who dislocated his shoulder 11 days ago, is active and starting this evening. So we're gonna find out what he's made of. But the big keys is if can TJ Watt get to Kirk Cousins?
Yeah,
Can he disrupt that backfield? A healthy TJ Watt, he's on a record-setting trend with his performance right now. Fun fact about him: there was a stat that came up this week through 72 or 73 games, I think it was. What are you looking at?
on my screen. Sorry.
No, I was like, you're like Stevie Wonder in that shit. You're like, him and his brother through like 73 games had the exact same amount of sacks.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool stat. I saw that
Pretty
as well.
cool stat. But yeah, he's on pace to tie Reggie White or surpass that record if he can continue the momentum that he's got going. So
absolutely amazing.
To be in company with not only JJ Watt, who was blood, and Reggie White, one of the best to ever do it.
Right.
He's an unstoppable force in this league and definitely making an argument for being one of the best, if not the best, defensive players in the league. So TJ Watt needs a big game, and obviously Najee Harris needs to get going quick and going early. He's had the highest percentage of touches for the team all season, so getting him going is important. But on the other side of the ball, Kirk Cousins is going to have to make sure that he doesn't put Dalvin Cook in terrible situations and gets him hurt and knocked out of the game.
Right.
If Dalvin Cook goes out, this should be a quick and easy one for the Steelers. There's not really a whole lot else going on the Viking side.
Sounds like you're rooting for injury, Bob, and you're not that
No,
guy.
no, I have Dalvin Cook on my fantasy team actually. So I'm actually in quite the conundrum regarding my lineup this week. I actually need to take a quick peek at it, Chad. So bear with me, but I'm taking the Steelers in this game. They're on the road. They obviously got their asses beat 2 weeks ago by none other than the Cincinnati Bengals. So we need, they took care of business last week. Granted, the Ravens helped them out quite a bit. I think Ben's pissed off, and he's got everything to play for right now because the number one quarterback that's projected to start for the Steelers next season is not him.
Who is projected to start? They already have that?
Aaron Rodgers.
Really?
He's the number one projected offseason signing for
in terms of like betting
right
lines.
Now. Yeah.
Okay, so that doesn't necessarily
mean anything, but
no.
it could mean everything.
Well, well, there's a lot of off-season stuff that we get to unpack later. And then in the next couple of months, we're in December and my football team's playing meaningful football, and I'm going to enjoy every bit of that. And we'll get into draft.
Man. Yeah. When's the last time that the Bengals played? Well, we can talk
2015.
about that later.
2015. Yeah. So in this game for me, you mentioned Najee, you've mentioned Dalvin. For me, the big thing that I'm going to be looking at is Ben and Kirk. Those are the two guys that really have a lot of questions to be answered in terms of performance. And if they're bad, their teams tend to fail. They're not unique in that. I think most teams aren't good enough to withstand a really bad outing from their quarterback. I just saw a stat that popped up, though, that kind of intrigued me in terms of Ben Roethlisberger. Tied for fourth.
Sorry, Rob, with a quick comment. Mr. Vizzy is missing.
Mr. Vizzy is missing. Todd's being wined and dined by some vendors of his. Vendors of his, and
he's enjoying his last couple of weeks of work at CarMax. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah, so he's out there. I hope he drinks every beer they have in whatever restaurant he's enjoying.
Yes.
So,
and makes a midnight swing to the gas station and ask for beers.
And
I don't know if he told that story on
I think he did.
I think
he did. And he ended up having to buy like $14 Budweiser Selects or something like that at the hotel. Anyway, Bruce, thanks for liking the video, man. Appreciate you. But anyway, the stats I saw was Ben. He's tied for 14th right now in touchdowns in the league right now, which is surprising. Above middle of the road. So maybe Ben's play hasn't been as bad as it seems for you, who's used to watching a little bit more high caliber throughout his career, but. And then Kirk Cousins. Which Kirk Cousins are we going to get tonight for the Vikings? Rob's probably pulling for the Steelers. I, on the other hand, I am going to be taking the Vikings. A little bit lower on this confidence pool. In terms of like confidence rating, I would say is a lower pick for me this week, taking the Vikings. That said, the Vikings just came off a really embarrassing loss to the defeated Detroit Lions, defeated with one tie, Detroit Lions. And actually this matchup tonight, this Thursday night football matchup, is a matchup of the only two teams that have played and not beaten the Detroit Lions this season, interestingly enough. So
that is a very good point.
So it should be a dumpster fire. We'll see
which one's the shittier team.
So it'll be interesting to say the least, but I am taking the Vikings, and we do have Todd's picks, as I mentioned earlier while my mic was on mute, and Todd is also taking the Vikings tonight. So
I am alone in my quest this evening, but getting around to that, we need to cover last week and where everybody stands.
Sure.
So we all had a great week last week picks wise. I went 10-4, you went 10-4, and Todd led the way at 11-3.
Good for him.
So
He needed a week.
yeah, he needed a week.
Actually, this is back-to-back weeks that Todd has now led in picking.
Yeah. So
He's climbing his way back with his claws. He's scratching at the basement door.
yeah, he was down like 4 games at one point,
Yeah.
and now. So yeah,
Good for
I am
you,
in
buddy.
I am in third place. At 122 and 71. Todd is a game up on me at 123 and 70, and Corey is still leading the way. I don't think he's been dethroned this year yet at 124 and 69. So,
Bruce with a
but
comment: Is Todd grounded? No, Todd's
yes,
not
yes,
grounded.
he's grounded. No, he's doing his thing. This is the first podcast he's missed in a while, so he's been really consistent with it. So I
Been a
definitely
trooper.
appreciate it with that. Especially with the newborn and everything, he's killing it. Yeah, so first game last week, we all watched a big portion of it on Thursday night with the Cowboys and the Saints. Cowboys took care of business Thursday night, 27-17. What are your big takeaways from that game?
I didn't really have a whole lot, other than the fact that apparently Dak Prescott doesn't run the football very often, because I bet on him to have over 8.5 rushing yards and he didn't cover. So,
Yeah, I mean that's a hell of a line for so last year pre-injury that was a no-brainer every game.
right.
But after the injury, he's very hesitant to to take it beyond the line of scrimmage these days, and I don't
Seems that
blame
way.
him. If I would have seen my ankle in the shape that he saw his, I would probably think twice about running. We all three took the Cowboys. No shock there. Good pick from everybody. Next game on the board wasn't a tough one to pick either. We had the Colts on the road versus the Texans in an absolutely dominant performance. Jonathan Taylor was Jonathan Taylor last week.
Josh Lehman, thank you for liking the video, buddy. Welcome.
What up, Josh? Yeah, 31-0. Just absolutely embarrassed the Texans. Just insane.
Yeah, and
there's not a whole lot to talk about in regard to
so
that game.
the only thing that I would mention is there's only one team that is statistically eliminated from making the playoffs so far this season, and that is the Houston Texans. That's right. Even the Detroit Lions have a chance of making the playoffs technically. So
Wow.
I'm not sure how
There's
this
a stat
game
for you.
Yeah, I'm not sure how this game affects that. Like if the Vikings win, are the Lions statistically eliminated? I'm not entirely sure that's the case. That said, we're about to get underway here in Minneapolis with the Steelers kicking it off to the Vikings.
You got to turn the Twitch feed on, bro.
Well, I'm with the nation. I'm with the rest of our viewers. All right.
The Vikings coming out in this LA Laker purple and gold.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like the gold
I'm
numbers.
digging the unis actually.
Yeah,
I
they're
like
pretty
them.
slick. They're pretty
They're
slick.
nice. All right, well, I'll
have some fun at Warzone, Rob. Thanks for dropping by, man. Come hang out with us later if you get bored just slaying people over there. So
yeah, the new map is really fun. So
is it?
For those of you that play Call of Duty and haven't played it yet, hop on there and play it. It's a good time.
Am I frozen?
You're making.
I look like I'm whispering sweet nothings. Let me do this.
All right, chat. You now have just me.
Yep. And I'm not sure if I can bring it back.
You should be able to turn the camera back on.
Nope. Not let me.
Okay. Do you just want to set it up real quick? All right. Let me see. Well, I can't send you. Let me see if I can send you an invite.
Yep, that'd be great.
Just go ahead and leave, and then I'll invite you.
All right, Chad. I will be right back. Don't miss me too much. Bye. Actually, you know what? I might still be on. My voice. I'm running the broadcast right now, folks. It's just me. It's just me. I'm back. So Bobby's gonna get me a new link here for this Zoom, so we can get back in here and all hang out together. Let me switch back to my good camera. Maybe. maybe. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to mess around too much with that, but Bobby is going to get me a new link here for the Zoom. In the meantime, let's look through this game. Looks like Dalvin Cook got the handoff in here. Nice big hole there from that Minnesota offensive line, pushing it out for a nice gain. Let me see if I get this link. We will get back to what we normally do. So while I'm still waiting on that, let's see what we got. 1st and 10, another run for the Vikings, as they are seemingly moving down the field pretty well in this opening drive, 2 minutes into the first quarter here. And that's what they're going to need to be able to do. Take a little bit off Kirk Cousins, in my opinion. Take a little bit off of him so that he doesn't have to carry the team. That's where he is his best, when he doesn't have to drive the offense. Rather, he can be a seasoning. He can be a nice addition to the typical offense. So 2nd and 6, play action. Cousins is going deep. He's got him. Oh, almost an absolutely fantastic grab. Is that Justin Jefferson? That would have been amazing. He got a hand on it too. That would have been amazing. Wow.